Hi friends. Hi friends, I'm Janet. I'm back. I'm going to give you some great, informative knowledge and wisdom and experience on juice fasting because I know this can help so many people, humanity. Once I discovered the power of juice fasting, this is it for me. This is it. All right, let me make sure I'm good. So yeah, once I discovered for myself the healing benefits of juice fasting, it just gave me solutions to so many things. It wasn't just the physical aspects, but it made me understand why I was, maybe sometimes holding in emotions, resentments or anger. It had so much to do with the heaviness that we hold. Okay, so I want to talk about today juice fasting in regards to our light energy, our biophotons, this light energy that we come to this world with, right? So for those of you who don't know, I'm Janet. I'm a juice fast coach. I coach on raw living foods, the power of raw living foods, and juice fasting. So I always recommend for many who ask, well, how do you go raw? Or how do I, implement this lifestyle so that I'm at least consuming mostly raw? Well, I recommend from experience and from this world that I'm in, the most natural way to get into this is go on a juice fast, just clean out the body. And this way, the body is just is going to crave, these natural foods. It's just going to be an easier transition to raw foods. So when we clean up the body, clean up these infectious bacteria that are overpopulating the body, very parasitic as well. And we make the body, we give the body the space to have more oxygen flow, to become more alkaline. So now the body is naturally going to want these foods. It's going to be such a simple process. You're just going to want, your smoothies and your juices and your fruit and your salads after you've cleaned up, a lot of these bacteria that, were very acidic and craving these greasy foods and fast foods. So that's a really great way to transition into, hopefully mostly raw foods, or even if it's like 80, 90%. I mean, you're already ahead of the game as far as longevity. So today I'm going to talk about this week, I'm going to go into juice fasting and the benefits. So I'm going to talk about biophotons and our light energy. I think tomorrow I'm going to go into weight loss and how we can sustain weight loss, because raw foods, this lifestyle, it's a lifestyle. It's not a diet, because there are so many yo-yo diets. It's not consistent. And, when we go raw, mostly raw, it's a lifestyle. So you don't think about it as a diet because everything you're eating already is raw. So you're not going to gain this inflammation, this excess weight that becomes a burden in the body. These are foods that are fluid and you're naturally going to maintain your weight. All right, so let's talk about the biophotons in regards to juice fasting and what this is all about. So if you've been feeling, this is something that happened to me and to actually many of the clients I work with, they just need a change. There's a shift that needs to happen and they don't know exactly what it is. They want to clean out, they feel heavy, they're just carrying around excess weight. Well, it is the weight you're carrying around, but what happens when we're carrying this excess weight, that transfers into emotions, burdens, feeling resentments and pent-up feelings that we've had maybe as a kid. As an adult, we have traumas as well. Well, this weighs heavy on the body. And when the body is compacted with toxins, impacted waste matter, what's going to happen? That's going to take a toll on our emotions, right? So it's going to impact our emotions. So if we're already stressed out, sad, we've got a lot of stuff going on. If we're already carrying, 25 pounds of excess weight, this is just going to make the whole thing extreme, 10 times more, more hard to cope with. So by cleaning out the body, by removing so much of this burden and the toxicity, really it's about, I'm going to just be honest, there's a lot going on inside. There's about 25 pounds of old fecal matter. And what happens? It doesn't just stay stuck in the center. This flows throughout the body. So it impacts the brain, our emotions, our nervous system, our lymphatic system, everything. This is heavy. So when you see people are angry, people are fighting, we have war, we have all these emotions out of control, I will tell you, this starts from within. Because if a person is light and not carrying so much heaviness, there's no way that there's so much anger in the world. There's no way. So again, this has to do with allowing our biophotons, our light energy. We're born with this light as babies. We come into this world, we're radiating this light. And over time, we accumulate toxins, okay? So over time, we accumulate the heaviness. And these toxins build up. Now we're eating cooked foods. Growing up in a society who has, led us to believe that it's normal to have cooked foods 3 meals a day when you're having one bowel movement. So this stuff is piling up. Well, this is now going to diminish our biophotons, our light, the way we think, our alertness. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, going on, cleaning out those bowels, getting to business. You can go on raw foods, but if you really want to nip this in the bud, you want that change. You want to feel better. You want to feel alive. You want to get out of bed. You're sad, depressed. It hurts. You don't know why you're angry. You hold on to this stuff. I'm going to tell you right now, when you clean out your body first, this is when the healing can begin. Okay? So it starts with the physical. This is a spiritual thing we're doing. This is all, this is all very godly and spiritual. But the body is a vessel that needs to be clean. And if it's not, we cannot shine our brightest. I can't be my kindest. I can't have, the patience that I want to have. I can't self-reflect and all these things if I'm so angry and my light energy is diminished because my body is filthy. And this is just for humanity. It's been normalized to eat and to drink alcohol. All these things have been normalized. But what is this doing? It's diminishing our biophotons. When we choose foods that help us clear out the bowels, that give us life, that don't constipate us, that are hydrating, we can avoid this, right? But over time, have 3 meals, they're all cooked. You're backed up. You shouldn't be eating if you're not having bowel movements, right? But this is how we've been brought up. But it's time to break that because that's an illusion. It's false. It's not true. We need to not think that that's actually normal because it's not. It's normal for us to be healthy, It's not normal for us to be at to go to the hospital for every little thing that's happening. There's so much we can do. So, feeling tired, being in pain, angry, emotions, the emotional aspect of this. What a juice fast can do, release the inflammation, remove 20 of those backed up meals. You will feel lighter. You will think differently. You will be more alert. You will let go of a lot of things that you need to, from anger, sadness, resentment, because that's not you, but it's weighing very heavy when we're so toxic, when the body is so toxic. Our light energy, our source, our biophotons. How can we shine our brightest when there's so much congestion and blockages? So the brain cannot receive the information and the messages. Your cells cannot receive the information and the messages to allow us to shine our light because it's congested. And this is the power of a juice fast. This is powerful. And we can do this. So I will tell you that most clients that I work with, the biggest thing is, I do want to lose weight. And I said, okay, well, you're going to lose waste. You're going to lose so much waste. And you're going to say to yourself, wow, I'm not eating food. What is this stuff coming out of me for days and days and days? Well, this is what's been backed up. So now you have more energy, you're feeling lighter, you just want to go out and run that marathon. You want to call your brother you haven't called in 10 years. All these things are just making sense now. And that's what this does, is it just relieves a lot of the pressure that the body has been carrying, and heaviness, physically, energetically, spiritually, all of it. So this is how huge, a juice fast can be, is it's more than anything. So I'm going into the light energy here about a juice fast. I can go into weight tomorrow, which I'll be back with that tomorrow, because we can sustain our weight in a healthy manner without having diets by eating mostly raw, giving the body a break, intermittent fasting, all these things. When we make it a lifestyle and not a diet, this is how we can sustain our weight. So this is what happens when we go on a juice fast. I would say the number one thing is feeling, your best. If you've been thinking there's something missing, I don't know what's going on, I want to let go, I just feel heavy, I need a change, this is too much, how can I make a breakthrough? When you clear the body of years and years of I was going to say nonsense, because there's no reason for us to be carrying, so much baggage of 30 pounds of this heavy weight. This is what's going on. So it starts with that. We release this stuff, we clean out the body, and this is not a Band-Aid. It's a lifestyle. So we clean out the body. You want to feel you again. There's something missing. You need that fire to ignite within you. That's what I wanted too for a while. I said, what's going on? I need some inspiration for life. I need some motivation. Well, when I went on my juice fast and I committed, I'm a new person. And this is what happens. This is what happens. This is real. So I will say, if you want to shift, you want that breakthrough, there's something missing, ignite your fire within. Going on a juice fast is excellent. This is an amazing solution that can help in many, many, many ways. And it starts there. So you start with that, and then you want to transition into really giving your body, a lot of fruit, electrolytes and minerals and life force and hydration, right? And, making it at least 85, 90% raw, higher if you can. But if you're at least implementing an 85%, 90% mostly raw foods, this is excellent. This is how we keep this up, and it's a lifestyle. It's not a diet. So that's what I wanted to share. I am having a juice fast challenge. This is a great time to jump in. I will be coaching in a group environment. So for 5 days, we're going to do a juice fast challenge, and I'm going to be with you from beginning to end on how to prep for this. So we go into it the right way. So the body, we're gentle with the body. And how will we break the fast the right way? This is a gentle approach. We don't want to shock the body ever when we're doing something different. So we're going to just get into this very lovingly. So this starts April 28th for 5 days. You can do this. You can do this. Feel something different. Have a change. Make a shift. This is an amazing way to do that. Okay, and this is a solution that is, sustainable. It's not just a quick fix. This is real. So if you want to join, I'm going to put a link down below. So April 28th, from April 28th, 5 days, May 2nd, but then for 2 days, I'm going to be coaching as well for refeeding. What are the best foods to eat after a juice fast? So we go into, having our solid foods again the right way. What we eat, what to avoid. So I hope you join. This is going to be the 5-day flush out challenge starting April 28th. Come on in and join. It's going to be awesome. All right. And I will leave the link below. I hope this was helpful. Much love, everybody. Bye. I'll be back tomorrow.